dear friends. I hope we all have had a great week, and welcome to our weekly Communities of Practice Sunday check-in session, a half hour of Dharma, reflection, and community connections. If you are a new member of our community, please accept our wholehearted welcome and know that if you are unsure or have any questions about our practices and topics, we're all here to help. And if you're a regular, well, welcome back. It is customary in Australia to begin any meetings by acknowledging the traditional owners of our land. So in the spirit of reconciliation, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we work, study, and reside, the Wodi people of the Darwin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I also pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are. The check-in sessions have been developed by our Communities of Practice team and the entire community. The sessions aim to develop a reflective practice in response to changes. Guided by humanistic Buddhism, we'd like to cultivate our practices and build memorable friendships. So last week, we were all uplifted by Chris' story sharing and his musical talents. This week, our old friend Joy will generously and bravely share his story, death, birth, and vows with us. During his sharing, we invite you to listen deeply and appreciate the twists and turns that human life offers, using this amazing opportunity to practice turning off our inner chatter and being completely present. Now let's welcome Joy.
Thanks, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. So next slide, please. We'll kick off with our usual check-in. So sit or maybe stand comfortably if you would like to. Gently close your eyes, and we'll focus on our breathing for a while in silence. Thank you. Whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. Hope the moment of silence get us ready for today's session and the conversation later. So for today, I'm just going to share with you some of my turning points. And the way that I see turning point is that every moment in our life can be opportunity to be a turning point for us. A thought that's triggered by an experience due to our past karmic connections can always be a seed for a wholesome turning point. And the challenge for us is whether such a turning point happens or sustains. Really depends on us. So I'll kick off with a short story. Next slide, please. The story of Bob, it was myself when I was 14 years old, when I was down with a weird illness. It started with fever, sore throat, evolved into chills, uncontrollable shivers at regular time each day. So I was admitted to hospital, 2 tubes of blood taken from me each day for 5 days. Reports after reports, doctors could not conclude the cause for each. It was an amazing weight loss program over that 5 days. 5 kg were gone. So my mom took me out of the hospital, signed the no liability form or equivalent of that, and brought me to seek traditional Chinese medicine instead. So there was an evening I recall really clearly where my whole body was very stiff. Every move was a pain when I was lying there. So my mom got in a skillful acupuncturist around more than 20 needles from the top to the bottom, and I was able to move thereafter. But the conclusion then was only temporary. The sincere or the Chinese traditional medicine doctor mentioned that she was running out of ideas. And in a desperate moment, Mom took me to various mediums as well, and they concluded that them still having the blessings of the ancestors, not to worry. That was their response. Somehow or rather, not sure when the path to recovery started, but it happened over a long 3 months period. And thanks to the immediate community members around me, my mom, my godma, the medical practitioners, and probably invisible forces in all directions, I recovered. But the journey was a huge struggle, and I sensed that death was near me, or probably because I was tired of this unknown illness anyway. But the recovery was only possible. I was reminded that it's only possible because of everyone else. So I picked up a second life in the same body, and the journey thereafter was about don't waste any more time. But then thoughts on why do I have to suffer like this emerged. So I wanted to find ways to escape from suffering, find ways to leave suffering. So I started reading books on Buddhism and various other religions, trying to seek refuge, trying to seek for a path out of these sufferings. It was a lunch session when I was studying in Melbourne Uni. I met a Pureland practitioner. He was just having his lunch beside me. I was beside him under a tree. It was a sunny spring day, I recall. And I was introduced to the Pureland school of Buddhism. Started to attend Dharma services, did my own research and contemplation, and was very convinced then that this is the path towards out of suffering. So Amitabha Buddha, or infinite life, or light Buddha, or Amitabha became my mantra. And whenever I'm down or low, I turn to this mantra as a refuge. Because this goal that I'll be in a pure land after this life is a very powerful energy. And I tell myself this is just a period of exhausting all my unwholesome karma. And next slide. But the more I read the sutras, the Amitabha Buddha, the Infinite Life Sutra, the more I was drawn into the amazing vows of the Amitabha Buddha. As the conditions of life around me improved, I began to see, hey, maybe we can all be Amitabha Buddhas as well. Maybe we can all vow and deliver on our vows to bring pure lands to everyone, lands of peace and enduring joy. And yes, there could be a pure land at everyone's life's end of life journey, but there can also be pure land at the end of every single breath. So the 48 vows became a very strong guideline and blueprint for myself. And it was this set of vows that has guided Amitabha Buddha to establish the pure land of ultimate peace and bliss. Next slide. But when I initially read the 48 vows, I feel that it's not quite possible to apply to this human realm. It feels like the fundamental conditions of this human realm and the Western Pure Land are very different. But again, I contemplate. There must be something to learn from the 48 vows of the Amitabha Buddha. Of course, this is a session too short to unpack all the 48 vows, but I'll attempt with 2 key vows based on my contemplation so far. The first vow out of the 48 vows of the Amitabha Buddha is, if I should attain Buddhahood, there would be hell beings, hungry ghosts, or animals in my land. May I not attain perfect enlightenment. Translating into something that I can challenge myself now is, I vow to practice to eradicate ignorance, anger, and greed, and be a good role model and bring about a micro Pureland to others around me. The 18th vow says something along the lines that if you call out to the names of Amitabha Buddha, if you don't get reborn there, he doesn't achieve perfect enlightenment. Translating that into something I can challenge myself is, I vow to be a hero of sounds of sufferings, extending my hands, hearts, and minds to those who are in need, filling them with peace, equanimity, and joy, eradicating conditions that lead to our unwholesome karmic outcomes together. Next slide, please. These are some examples of how the 48 vows have guided me, but I'm still in the phase of solidifying my own vows, perfecting the delivery at a micro individual level. It's a long time that Amitabha Buddha has taken to do that, and I vow to work hard on this journey. In the Infinite Life Sutra, I just want to quote an exchange where Amitabha Buddha, during his Bodhisattva stage, asked his teacher if he could accomplish these vows. The teacher replied with this answer: if a person tries to scoop up the water from the ocean through many eons, he will dry up the water and see the bottom. With perseverance and sincerity, what wish is there that he cannot fulfill? If one is truly determined, one can achieve any goal. Now with this, I'd like to open up the conversation to two questions. One, what vows can we make to bring micro purelands, lands of enduring joy and peace, to our daily lives, not just us, but others? And what ingredients will be needed to realize these vows? Over to you, Xiaomeng.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy, for sharing your near-to-death experience and your interpretation of the vows you challenge yourself with daily. And thank you, everyone, for your listening. Now we are invited to contemplate and discuss the questions on the screen. We will be placed in groups of 3 to 4 to share and discuss. In the discussion, we recommend you spend some time getting to know each other and then discussing our questions. There will be some Zoom notifications to guide you, but feel free to let the flow of your discussions guide you. Our sessions are guided by Metta, which is unconditional love and kindness for all sentient beings. Let's use this breakout discussion to express and receive loving kindness to and from one another, and take time to pause, share, and listen. We'll also ask you to share some of your findings with the larger group at the end of the breakout room discussion. So now, let's go to our breakout rooms for rich and nourishing discussions. See you all back in 15 minutes.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. If you would like to share your vows, share the ingredients to kick off your vow, to realize your vow, please feel free to type it into the chat box. We'll turn in the poster team, the amazing support team that we have, the amazing contribution teams that we have, will turn it into word that flows through into the universe. Lai Chin, ingredients for vows: loving kindness, compassion, and aspirations. So our team, I think, Angela was sharing about a vow on compassion that really resonate with what Lai Chin has shared. Liam, ingredients: openness and loving kindness. Complete intention, Stephen Clark. Cecile, pure and is not physical place. Pure land is not a physical place. It's the condition of our mind and heart. That's beautiful. Yes, I think Vimalakirti Sutra mentioned that, I think. The micro pure land I would like to create is one this community has given me, to be able to be a space of unconditional support, love, curiosity, and forgiveness, where no one is left behind. Thanks, Priscilla. It's a lovely sentence that can be recited every day to remind us and ourselves. Thanks, everyone. I think we'll pause here. Please keep exercising your fingers and just continue to put in your thoughts into the chat group. And over to Xiaomeng for the final bit of the session.
Okay, thank you, Joy, and everyone. We really hope the check-in session was helpful to you, and we hope you experienced the unconditional love and compassion of this community. But for anyone who might be experiencing a greater need than what today could meet, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us, and you can also reach out to the professional organizations on the screen. And also, you are warmly invited to a 1.5-day online mindfulness retreat that will include instructions, silent periods of practice, and a range of interpersonal mindfulness exercises with Dr. Jonathan Page and Dr. Nadine on 12th and 13th of November. This online session is open to everyone. So welcome to join us. Next Sunday, we will invite Paula to share her turning point story, encouragement, with us. In shared experience, we learn together. By supporting each other, we all grow and experience even greater joy. As we check out today, let's recite the dedication of merits together to send love and compassion to whoever is in need.
Let us now dedicate the goodness of what you have done to all living beings. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pureland, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our gratitude and humility give rise to great vows.
So, thank you, Joy, for your generous sharing. Thank you, Venerable Joy, for being our IT today. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Now we will end recording and have our Euro plenary session. So please stay around if you have time. Otherwise, see you all again next Sunday at 11 a.m.